Welcome to Startup Hack. Today we're going to talk about Microsoft shipping the last preview of .NET 7 before the release candidate. So the release candidate is set to go out and to debut on November 10th, but we're going to talk about some of the features that .NET 7 has that you can expect and how you can get the last preview before we get the final release candidate in November. So let's go ahead and dig into it and get started. Welcome to Startup Hack. My name is Spencer Thomason. I am the CEO and co-founder of CleanRouter, as well as many other products. Here are some lessons that I've learned building a successful business while challenging startup norms. My challenge is to push you to rethink startup success. Welcome to Startup Hack. All right, let's go ahead and dig in. So Microsoft shipped the last preview of .NET 7 before the release candidate. So on August 9th, they shipped the .NET 7 Preview 7, the final preview before it hits release candidate stage in the advance of a November 7 debut. So you can test it with Visual Studio 17.4 Preview 1, which was also released the same day, and that's the normal pattern. So .NET 7 will finally unify all the disparate .NET dev tools, the deving tool components, enabling developers to build all types of apps, desktop, mobile, web, and more, all on the same base class library, or BCL, runtime and compilers. This was actually the goal of .NET 5, a successor to the .NET Core offering, when it debuted in November of 2020. However, development problems exacerbated by COVID-19 pandemic kept that from happening, so not all the planned bits made it into .NET 5 and were postponed until .NET 6 arrived in November 2021 as a long-term support release. Even then, Microsoft's overarching unification effort was incomplete because some components, such as .NET Multi-Platform App UI, or MAUI, slipped the schedule. .NET MAUI has since reached general availability, so unification is expected in November. And make sure you stay subscribed to our channel here because we are covering the .NET MAUI, so make sure you like and subscribe to it because we'll do another video on it. But this is the actual example that was supposed to be. All of that was supposed to be involved in the general availability of .NET 6, .NET 5, and then in .NET 6 for long-term support. .NET 7 is a general availability, but it means it's going to have a shorter release cycle. And so .NET 8 will be the next long-term support. So it should come out next November. So, we can obviously always expect more minor releases, and move my head out of the way here for a second, but we should be able to see those long-time releases. So that's kind of what to expect coming out of it. So for Preview 7, the dev team focused on improving system.link, Unix file permissions, that's going to be handy, low-level structs, pinvoke source generation, code generation, and WebSockets. So these are the general themes of milestones of .NET 7. So app work well in constrained environments. Early adopters can experiment with native AOT form factors. Expand .NET WebAssembly capabilities. .NET developers can run iOS and Android apps on emulators and devices in .NET 6. Developers can confidently generate single-file apps that work for supported target platforms. Add docs to better describe .NET diagnostic experiments. And then system diagnostics observability work for planned .NET 7. So lots packed in there. I'm going to go over some of these other improvements as well. So there's a simplified ordering with system.link. System.link now supports new methods, order and order descending, which are used to order an IEnumerable according to T. This stems from the .NET runtime particular commit. Support for Unix file modes. This uses a new enum and APIs to address the lack of built-in support for getting and setting Unix file permissions. Use control which users can read, write, and execute files and directories. I'm really excited for this. We host all of our stuff even in Azure on Linux, and so I'm very excited for this to be included. Low-level struct improvements, so ref field support. The .NET 7 runtimes now fully support ref fields within by ref likes for types ref and struct. There was extensive language design behind this much requested features that user can now read about, and so it gives another link off to it. And we'll put the link for all of this into our down in our description. So with this feature, types previously required specialized handling in the runtimes. So library imports, you can do a pinvoke source generator. Likeness said that this reflects the culmination of more than 18 months of work on the library import source generator, intended to be a drop-in replacement for most DLL import using both the runtime product and in user code. So lots of good, so there's analyzers and fixers that can assist with this process. There's also the client WebSocket upgrade response details. So client WebSocket now provides details about upgrade responses, specifically information about response headers and status codes, which can be valuable in both failure and success scenarios. The latter can help developers distinguish between retriable and non-retriable errors when failures occur, while headers might also contain additional information on how to handle such situations and also prove helpful even in successful WebSocket connections. In that they can contain both a token tied to a session, some info related to the sub-protocol version, and other information. So this is a huge release. I'm really excited to see this. Get to play, and I haven't had a chance, but I'm ready to dig in and start playing with the preview of .NET 7, and then really excited for .NET 7 to hit in November, and really looking forward to this. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel because we bring you all the latest .NET development news. Also, make sure that you check out startuphack.com. So make sure that, if you're a developer, that's great, but we all know somebody who's looking to dive into the best development career you can possibly imagine. We provide guaranteed one-on-one instructions for the best development bootcamp that you can provide. We have a fantastic curriculum put together. I've been working through recording all the videos. We go through all of these things, and we're catching all of the latest in C# 7, and also getting you right out the gate so that you can be hosting right on Microsoft Azure as you come out of the course. We're the only ones teaching .NET and Microsoft Azure that I can find out there right now. So if you disagree with me and find somebody else, throw it into a comment. I'd love to hear about it. But we have a very reasonable start. We're going to be offering some discount codes here, but we are starting our first class in 3 weeks. So make sure you get on that one as well. But like and subscribe to the channel because we're going to bring you all the latest. Start sharing this with your friends and family. If you're not sure and you have questions, you can totally get a hold of us either on our contact us form, as well as you can sign up and get a one-on-one meeting to ask some questions. So make sure you get that information out to us, and that's all that we have for today. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel because we bring you all the latest news, and we will catch you next time. Thanks.